Hello everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Olympia Soiree. Alright, moving along through Yosoga's route. I think we're like halfway there? According to the chapters that we have left. A lot happened in the last episode. A lot of emotional whiplash with Yosoga. We got lots of scenes with him. One of them where we feel like sympathy for him because it looks like he wants to plunge straight into the Shinimizu spring, which is known in this world to give Haku, which is pretty much probably death sentence. Although he could possibly be cured, but it's a very, very dangerous thing to do. Feeling both sympathy and then getting a lot of red flags and alarm bells because we went to Tenyo Island, and then Yosoga threatened Byakuya with sharp, pointy object with his pipe. I don't think he was really meaning any harm. He just wanted to kind of push her to the edge a bit. Probably wanted to see if she would use Batsu on him. And of course, Byakuya never uses Batsu, even if it's to save herself. And then Sakyo is scheming something terrible as well, because he wants us to marry Yosoga. With the idea that, probably because with Yosoga, he'll have greater access to Byakuya. And then, yeah, Yosoga is kind of also very disposable. But yeah, Sakyo is planning terrible, terrible things. So, let's see where this is going. Let's start the next chapter, A Beautiful Handkerchief. I'm not sure how I should approach Yosoga if I see him today. Well, he made it back to the island safely, and the whirlpool didn't suck you guys up. After a night of deep sleep, I woke up this morning feeling much calmer. I wonder if Daifuku realized how bad Yosoga was, which is why we didn't get the Daifuku stamp of approval like we did with Riku. Maybe that's why. He's a little bit mentally unstable. But the calmer I got, Yosoga, my husband, regardless of the reason, my husband. I know it's just a full Sakyo, but my husband. Okay, she's like, ooh. Okay, she's kind of warming up to the idea. She likes it. She likes the dangerous, beautiful man. I let out a deep sigh and looked out at Tenyo Island. It wasn't just a dream I had, was it? As I stood blushing outside the balcony, I heard Chigaya calling for me. Lady Olympia, a message has arrived from Serika of the Green. There's a letter as well. Ah, it's probably her reply. I already forgot. Yomogi? I was just like, is Yomogi the daughter? I pieced together these family relationships. As expected, it was a letter from Serika to be delivered to Yomogi. I just remember her. She was like Dango Girl in Monster Hunter Rise, right? It's like that name is ringing a bell. Given the thickness of the envelope, it was clear she had much to say. As I made my way to Kunado, I suddenly thought to walk to the beach first. Oh, are we gonna find something special on the shores? Not that staring at Tenyo Island is gonna change anything. But what if my soulmate were to appear in front of me? Lady Amaterasu! You'd be driven mad. If there really is a soulmate for me in this world, then... Again, hi. Why, we can see Tenyo Island very clearly today. Here's old man at beach giving advice. Lord Jigen, good morning. I'm gonna say it was either gonna be Jigen or Fuso. So have you found anything new? No, I only just arrived a moment ago. How about you, Lord Jigen? I too have not found anything in particular. Let us wish each other well. Yes. A gentle wave rolled in, sending white foam over the sand. Speaking of which, how has your husband's search been faring? I wonder if he would approve of the Osoga. He approved of, like, he gave a lot of thumbs up for Riku. Oh, from the looks of it, it seems as though you have found a good candidate. Not at all. Well, not really. He's not just a good candidate. He's a bad candidate. He's a bad boy. I looked at Tenyo Island as if seeking help. I can trust Lord Jigen. Bring it up subtly. Yeah, subtly. Lord Jigen, hypothetically speaking, really, strictly hypothetically speaking, you know when people say that, it's not hypothetical. If I were to say I wanted to marry, say Yosuga from Yomi, would that be possible? Yeah, okay. Oh? Yeah, totally hypothetical. Hypothetically, I'm only curious. That is an interesting thought. As a maiden of the white, you have the right to unite with any man on this island. On the other hand, he is prohibited from uniting with any woman. So it's like the law is gonna have to bend. In which case, which takes precedence? I see what you mean. But, hypothetically speaking, I would like to know the answer to that myself. Like, Jigen's like, I don't even know. This island's weird. There is one thing I can say for certain. I want you to be happy. Lord Jigen! His eyes were always gentle and kind. He was the complete opposite of Doma, both as an outsider and a leader. However, assuming you do wish to marry Yosuga, odds are likely you too will need to stand trial. Will we have you on our side? Trials are kind of a joke, like, in the end, it's like the three leaders that have a say-so. I'm not sure if Doma's stance on, did we hear Doma's stance on Yosuga? Feels like with the other guys, he's just like, yeah, go for it. Like, Tokizada threatened to assassinate him. He's like, whatever. It's like, you got Karoba, you wanna be leader? Here. My body went tense. Please be prepared for that possibility. Understood. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out if he meant to encourage me or discourage me. I will see you at Ashanaten. Well, I guess we're gonna... What? I was like... It was hypothetically speaking, Jigen. You don't need to summon me. Lord Jigen? He's like, I know it's not hypothetical. Lord Jigen gave a gentle smile and walked back to the wharf. He wasn't reprimanding me, right? Of course, I'm not exactly looking forward to standing trial at court. Especially considering Yosuga's position. Waves washed over my feet as I stood there in silence. Oh, that's so cute. I noticed a seashell that I just washed ashore onto the wet sand. The milky white seashell was covered in what looked like a plaid pattern. A plaid? Is it gonna be like the mother of pearl? Seashell? What was that? The thought popped like a bubble, disappearing in an instant. I must be imagining things. I carefully placed the shell inside my bag and went to Yomi. Ah! Yosuga was leaning against the letterbox. Hello. Hello, were you waiting for me? He had been waiting for me to come. Just imagining him like just seductively just leaning on the letterbox. Hi. Ah, I thought you would arrive around this time. I want to check what's inside, so do you mind? Knowing you, You must have been worried about how to approach me today. Which is why I was waiting for you here. Let me check the box. There's no need to avoid the eyes of your future husband. I thought we were playing pretend. So stop! You're playing with me, aren't you? I am simply greeting my future wife. That is all. Just so you know, I haven't decided to accept your offer yet. Oh, we know you will accept. I see. Too bad. 2 letters were in the box. Including the letter I got from Serica, that made it 3, which was plenty enough for me. Were you able to calm yourself after sleeping? Somehow. Let us have a chat when you have the time. Can you come back this afternoon? Yes. I put the letters in my bag and turned to leave. Oh, it's Yomogi. I gave her the same voice as I did Yosagi, didn't I? Good morning, Lady Olympia. Ah! What a coincidence! I just received a letter from Serica this morning. We had it inspected, right? Good morning. Did you come by to drop off a letter? Yes, but before that... She carefully brought out something from her bag that was wrapped in paper. I know this isn't much, but it's something to show my appreciation for your deliveries. I would be glad if you found it useful. Why, it's... an incredibly beautiful handkerchief. Oh, okay, this is where the beautiful handkerchief title comes from. That was gonna be like Karoba's thing where they played around dropping the handkerchief and you would like pick it up. You're like, hello, my fair lady. It was delicately pink with an iroha flower, carefully embroidered on it in pure white thread. I've watched your performances many times, Lady Olympia, and I am quite fond of the beautiful flower you wear. No, it's like the people with the green, right? They're good at making textiles. So she's probably very, very good at embroidery. Really? I'm glad to hear that. Although I was embarrassed, the words that left my mouth were my honest feelings. To think it had only been 2 weeks since I was a silent doll. Are you sure I can have such a wonderful handkerchief like this? I wanted to repay her, but I wasn't sure how. I mean, you were kind of like helping her out by delivering letters. Of course! I embroidered it just for you! Thank you. I'll take good care of it. And this! Would you be able to deliver this to my mother again? I know she has not responded yet, but... I glanced at my bag. Actually, I just received a letter from your mother this morning. Ah! It's right here in my bag, and I would love to give it to you now if I could. Oh, yeah, she has to have it inspected. I know there isn't anything bad written in it, but I still need to get it inspected first. That is alright. Just the thought of a letter from my mother arriving soon will keep my spirits high all day. I'll be back as soon as I can. I'll also make sure your letter gets delivered to her safely. Thank you. Please take care now. Now if you'll excuse me. Yomogi smiled and walked away. It sounded like more she ran. What a lovely gift indeed. You're not gonna get jealous, are you? Yes, I was very surprised. It seemed like such a waste to put it to use. Could you give that handkerchief to me? I need like a freaking hanky right now. Ugh. The allergens. The wind, my nemesis. You know, look at the pretty handkerchief. Yeah, with a nice little flower. It almost looks real. A flower. I unfolded the handkerchief again. The flower embroidery was so beautiful and well done that the petals appeared real. I've never actually received a gift from anyone before. Is that so? What about the candy? All the little tributes that you got from Yosoga, the sweets. I want to do something for her in return, but I'm not sure what would work. Is there anything in particular that everyone gives as a gift to show their appreciation? Why not accept it for now and leave it at that? She did say it was in gratitude for delivering her letter. Really? I believe the best way you can show your appreciation is by continuing your deliveries. Really? You may recall I expressed the same sentiments, thanking you for bringing their thoughts up to the surface. You do not yet understand the importance of what you started, do you? Embarrassed, I simply nodded in response. Yeah, before this, they didn't hear anything about their family. I'll do my best. I consider this a very important role after all. What shall you do if this letterbox is filled to the brim a few years from now? Well, I better get some part-timers here. Some other delivery people. I can only pray that day will come. Our conversation was so calm and peaceful that last night seemed to not have happened at all. I wanted to deliver the letters, but I also wanted our conversation to continue. As I carefully tucked the folded handkerchief into my bag, a certain thought slipped from my mouth. I can't believe a person like that could commit a crime. I mean, the crime is I feel like it's subjective. They seem like very minor transgressions, like getting into an argument, or like, yeah, falling in love with the wrong person. I know what you're thinking. I shouldn't judge a person by their appearances, no matter how kind or earnest they are, right? She was falsely accused. Yosuga's cold eyes narrowed. Okay, she didn't even, like, do anything. I wonder. She's of the green, so, like, they have a little bit of power, but as a woman, she probably doesn't have much. What was that, the other girl? There was another girl in the green who, like, punched her husband because she didn't want to marry him. And, like, instead of getting, like, counseling, it's just like, well, crime, jail. A man with a wife and child took an interest in Yomogi. He tried to seduce her, but of course she refused. He was so humiliated that he accused Yomogi of attempting to seduce him. Then she's done nothing wrong. Where was the evidence? Did he, like, how? How did he just, like, he just, like, said so? Alas, a man of the yellow is higher in standing than she is. That is all our color class system is. Okay, so it's literally just because he said so. Are you serious? But I do think she was fortunate. Under normal circumstances, adultery is punishable by death. I assume Akaza did what he could to protect her. No, he's not on trial or anything. It's part of our job to act as jurors. Yeah, even, like, reducing the sentence for, like, the innocent party. Like, I guess, like, it would be all over if they were just dead. But yeah, it's just, like, the injustice. Like, she didn't do anything! She was just accused! It was just his word against hers. This world was cruel. I never knew it until I came here. But this world can appreciate karma. I heard the man died from Aku soon after. Well, I guess he got his just desserts, but meanwhile, Yomogi is in Yomi. I suppose evil is punished in one way or the other. Are we gonna believe in curses this route? There's, like, some weird magic thing going on, because, like the ocean seems to, like, listen to Byakuya. At times like these, he was so terribly beautiful that it made me shiver. He was like a flower blooming with hatred. Well, just another day in Yomi, I suppose. Nothing unusual. That's horrible. The correct answer is I want to learn more. There's still a lot I don't know, so please don't hold back any information. You never seem to disappoint, do you? Do you know what Kuroba said? He said I'm like some magnet that pulls trouble towards me. That is new. His uncharacteristically hearty laugh made my heart throb. I need to learn more about this island so I can find more things to do. Nope. Oh, hi. Ah, there you are. Lord Yasoga. Something's wrong with the furnace. Come take a look. Oh my. I'd better let you go. I'll see you this afternoon. We can deepen our love then. Oh my. How are we gonna deepen our love? You're going all out trying to fluster her now. Goodbye. He's teasing me, isn't he? He sure likes to... You're easy to tease. Alright, to the Kotowari. After leaving Yomi, I went straight to the Kotowari to have the letters inspected. You are free to choose among any male living on this island. You may marry as you wish. Should I tell him about the relationship between me and Yosoga? Yeah, and maybe tell him about Sakyo? Like, maybe that should, like, take precedence here? Like, hey, Sakyo probably wants to kidnap me, and maybe also kidnap my future children. Help. But it still seems too soon. I haven't even agreed to his proposal yet. Besides that... Granny. You mind your own business, you Tenyo Island runt. I'm sure Kaza knows about that old lady. Old grandma sticks. I handed over my letters to him as usual. And as usual, he read them without any expression. I'm an invisible magnet, so what harm is there in asking? An invincible magnet, rather. Don't tell, you're not invincible. No one's invincible here. Mr. Director, I need to ask you something. His brow twitched a bit. Now what? It's about an old lady in Yomi by the name of Katsugama. Is this a sore subject? It's not just a weird, crazy old lady? Don't worry, nothing bad happened. May I ask how you befriended her? She yelled at me to make babies, and yeah. I didn't befriend her exactly. My friend Masuhano is being threatened by a man from the blue. And well, things just happened. Okay, you kind of skipped a few details, but... Things you say. I'm not trying to blame this old lady for anything. I just want to know more about her. And yeah, why does she have like that opinion that Masuhara should just give in to the demands of that skeevy blue man? You managed the color class system here, right? Is it really worth so much effort just to preserve the colors? It is difficult to answer. I could tell by his eyes that he was serious. At the very least, he didn't give any indication that he would dismiss my concerns. Do you recall what I told you back at the Bisoro? That the rules of this island are reaching their limit. Yeah, like something has to change. Like, people are gonna get angry. The mating laws were established to preserve the colors, but... Yeah, and then they were established, but it's like actually killing them. And then they just go down to Yomi anyway to pick up healthier children. Kuroba and I are currently working to revisit and re-examine the laws on mating. Medical care is much more advanced now than it used to be when the island was first founded. All the ways of thinking will only narrow our vision of the future. Fortunately, Yosoga also had the same thought. I quietly held my breath. Oh, you mentioned Yosoga. Have you heard about the breathing consent form? So odd that they had to make that. Yes, and it's such a new thing. It's a novel concept in this world. Yosoga came up with the idea and said he would handle its enforcement, so long as the Kotowari approved its use. Of course he did. After all, I live in Yomi for the purpose of taking on all unsightly matters in this world. He has availed himself of illicit knowledge of prominent military heads, in essence, blackmailing them. Probably why I can't leave Yomi. I heard that too. Well, I may have provided knowledge as well. Oh, you're helping him. I thought the Kotowari was about being fair. You may have observed the difficulty in cleaning without getting dirty yourself. Like, even in politics, you gotta get all dirty and, like, have your own schemes, or else, yeah. He really did have a point. Yeah, you gotta scheme against your enemies, or else you're gonna lose. It's a strategy. I'll just assume you did what you had to do then. At the time, I asked him why he was going to such lengths. I did not mean it sarcastically, but I asked him if he loved Yomi that much. His answer to me was, he believes that Yomi is where he should die. I wondered what he meant by that. I feel like, yeah, he feels like he's in hell, and he probably feels like he should die there as well. He's definitely giving off those vibes of, like, yeah, I'm a demon from hell. So he's gonna torture himself over it. But I am of a different perspective, having been born and raised on the surface. I sometimes wonder if he would ever wish to return to the surface where he was born. Do you wish to return to Tenyo Island? Of course, I don't say this to imply that I don't believe Yosoga. I mean, he might have wished to return to the surface, but there's nothing left. Like, the Purple District doesn't exist. His family doesn't exist anymore. Has he had a chance to tell you? He frequented the Red District as a child to learn medical science as a 5-year-old. Just because he was sent to Yomi doesn't mean it has broken our ties. But I can only imagine what is going through his mind now. I thought for a moment before speaking. I think Yosoga really loves Yomi. Not that I know Yosoga very well at all. If so, then it could just be my arrogance. It is not my place to tell him where he should be. He didn't sound arrogant to me. I felt that this was one of the reasons why Akaza was so trusted. My nose is just like... leaky nose! Oh, hello. It's Tokizano. We haven't seen it in a bit. This! Do you want to get some soda? Some soda floats? I haven't seen you at the bathhouse lately. Glad to see that you're doing well. Same to you, Tokisada. Are you in the middle of your deliveries? Yes, I'm going to the Green District shortly. I see. I was just heading over to the bathhouse. Too bad we keep missing each other. Yeah, it's weird that we haven't really seen, like, Tokisada as, like, a customer, but I guess we've been kind of, like, tiptoeing around Yosuga, so... My eyes fell upon Tokisada's color ribbon. I know. Maybe Tokisada can tell me. Say, Tokisada, do you know a person by the name of Nagusa? Of the Jade? Oh no. Don't start spreading any rumors, please. But yeah, we technically haven't seen him, like, in this route yet, right? Huh? Now, Tokisada, don't spread any rumors. Why is he so surprised? Where did that come from? Did something happen between you and Nagusa? I sure hope not. Not in this route. No, nothing. It's just that one of the customers at the bathhouse suggested him as a candidate to be my husband. Huh? You're not gonna marry Yosuga? Is that the rumor flying around? Huh? Camellia told me so. I figured it was official. Wow, Camellia, spreading rumors. Oh, well... As I stood there confused, Tokisada suddenly pulled me by the hand. Sis, hide for a second. Oh? Tokisada? What's wrong? Before I could ask any further, Tokisada pulled me behind a nearby tree. See over there? That person with the green hair? That's Nagusa. Oh no, is he looking for us? Like, just hide. Just let the introduction not happen. I see. So he's Nagusa of the Jade. Now this is also someone that, if Yosoga doesn't pan out, Sakio said he would sick Nagusa on us, right? He would just switch his plan over to just having us be engaged in Nagusa instead of Yosoga. The one called Nagusa was boarding a carriage a short distance away. Well, because he's not looking for us. Thank God, he didn't see you. Tokisada? What do you mean by that? Even Tokisada knows bad news. Sis, you should take Yosuga as your husband. Tokisada? Why don't we drop that subject? Well, I'm not saying Nagusa is a bad person. We are from the same color tier, and he supported me too. You're not saying he's a bad person, but he is a bad person. But I like Yosoga, so I really want him to be with you. Oh, okay. Batting for Team Yosuga. Yeah, it'd be nice to get all the other love interest on board, just in support, because otherwise I feel like in all the other routes Yosoga has been very supportive of our other relationships. Thank you, but if not him, then me. Oh, okay. How bold of you, Tokisada. Huh? It's just, I'd rather be with you than some girl on this island I don't know. Wait, Tokisada! You're 17, aren't you? I thought you couldn't marry yet. Just a year. So just us to be engaged for a year. It's better than 10. In any case, choose Yosoga over Nagusa. Go for Yosoga. He's like pouting and everything. I'll think about it. I should get going. Wow, girl. Everyone else is even like pushing you in that direction. Even the bad guy is pushing you in that direction. You have like no, like there's no one in your way really. Other than we don't want to do it because the bad guy said so. Yeah, like Karoba, Riku, we had opposition. I feel like Tokisada. The biggest opposition for Tokisada was Tokisada. He was just self-sabotaging himself. Unable to bear the embarrassment any longer, I quickly took my leave. Alright, well bye. Okay, nice rural green district. I feel like we've also been to the green district more than we were in Tokisada's route. Hey, I gotta blow my nose again. Curse this weather. Alright, Serica. My, I didn't expect her to send a letter to me on the same day I sent mine. No. I know, you gotta like revise your response. I was surprised too. It looks like she was waiting for your reply. I've read her letter a number of times already. She seems to be doing well, thankfully. I was imagining the worst for her living down there, so I am... Sarika wiped the tears from her eyes. I should really go and thank Lady Shura. Huh? Did Lady Shura help to reduce the sentence? I couldn't hide my surprise from hearing the unexpected name. Yeah, even though Shura seems to be against us in some aspects, she is for women's rights. Although that comment she made last time where she was like, well, maybe the women shouldn't have a school if they're gonna think thoughts like you. I was like, what? If you don't mind my asking, what do you mean by that? I gave up all hope thinking she would be executed, but Lady Shura took matters into her own hands. I must ask, you keep this story between us? Of course, I won't tell anyone. I have heard a terrible rumor about that man. I suspect he has done other deeds that were simply hidden away. The man from the yellow, who, like, tried to seduce your daughter. A man whose face I did not know. A man who is making me angry beyond belief. She said she cannot pardon my daughter for her crime, but that she also did no wrong. I see. Yeah, there wasn't even any, like, adultery. Nothing happened. He just accused her of seducing him. When the opposite was true. I am not fit to be a parent. I had convinced myself that Yomogi was good as dead, and that I would never see her again. But now that we are able to exchange letters, I feel so ashamed for giving up on her so quickly. I brought out the special gift I received this morning. I got this from Yomogi this morning. It was her way of saying thanks to me. Ah! The embroidery is so beautiful. She made this. I'll make sure to deliver every letter that she writes to you. My! I must make something for you too! It's not a competition. Huh? What would you like? I know. You're looking for a husband now, aren't you? Perhaps a silk cloth for your wedding will do. Okay, that's a little expensive. Huh? I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to ask for anything. I was just so happy to receive it, so... Sarika gazed at the Iroha flower embroidery. So she really is doing fine down there. Tears shone in her eyes again. I suppose she is merely living away from home now. Thank you very much for helping us connect again. I wanted to change things for the better, no matter how small it was. I still didn't know if I had changed anything yet. But at least my deliveries are serving some kind of purpose. Please let me know if I can help in any way. Alright, are we gonna meet Yosoga? I didn't know that elder sister went to the trouble of helping Yomogi. Saying that it's unexpected would be rude, but... Her mysterious eyes that concealed any emotion came to mind. I guess I'm the only one she's treating coldly. She just probably puts on the mask for everyone. What am I saying? Sounds like I'm just complaining. I'd better not dwell on it. I shouldn't. Hi, Asaha! Ah. Hey, sis! Good day, Asaha. Did you finish your deliveries? Nice work! I noticed Asaha's cheek was dirty with shoe polish. Asaha, could you hold still for a moment? Let me wipe the polish you have on your face. Your seashell! The seashell I found earlier got caught on my handkerchief and fell to the ground. Oh! Do you like seashell Seashells too, Asaha? He probably, like, rarely sees them. We can't go to the beach. I picked the shell up from the ground. Yep. You're found around the ocean, right? And the ocean's a place that's full of water, right? I was about to drop my seashell again. Yeah, I didn't think about, like, oh, this kid has never seen the ocean. He lives on an island and he hasn't been able to even look at the water. I saw a picture of it in the book before, and Yoshogo told me about it, but I don't really get it. Is it like a really big puddle? More like you're on a puddle of land, and the water is just surrounding you. It wasn't only snow. Asaha hadn't seen the ocean before either, or the sky. Well, it's more like 100 puddles? No, it's like a huge pool of puddles all together. So there's more water than the canal here? Oh, you really can't even like put that in perspective. We looked over at the canal running behind the plaza. The canal was an important part of Yomi since it was used for transporting goods. Asa has never seen waves or even stepped upon the sand. Yes, it's filled with water beyond measure. I wanted to look away as it hurt to hear all this. I also hated myself for thinking that way too. Pity him. I've been thinking about it a lot. When I grow up and become a doctor, can I see the ocean? Yeah, if you get a permit, maybe. I was gripped by a sudden urge to scream. His world was so tiny and enclosed. Grandma said the men of Yomi can't become doctors. She says, how can we go to school if we can't even get past the shrine gate? She said that too? I mean, Kuroba managed, but Kuroba was also kind of being, like, observed, so. But Kuroba became a doctor. Yes, he sure did. Right? So there's a chance I could be one too, right? And I might be even able to be able and I might be able to see the ocean, right? In all his innocence, he looked at me with desperate hope. I couldn't let him down. Aw, shoot down his hopes and dreams. Asaha, why don't you have this? I gave the shell I found to Asaha. Huh? Are you sure? Keep it as a good luck charm. I'm sure you can become a doctor if you study hard enough, and then you can go to the ocean. Shish. We'll go searching for seashells together then. Oh, you're blushing. You'll become a doctor and see the ocean. I promise. You promise? I promise. That's a big promise. Yes, they'll also has to prove himself. Unless the island's structure gets, like, upended. Then they'll be able to go up. I repeated it slowly. I wanted it to become reality. I wanted his future to be as bright as possible. In order to make that happen, I needed to act now. Thank you, sis. I'll do my best. I'll do my very, very best. I'm gonna treasure this shell. It's gonna be like core memory for him. Valued treasure, just a seashell from Byakuya. Suddenly, something flickered inside me again in the blink of an eye. It was gone. Are we having like memory issues here? Seems to be like remembering stuff sporadically and then like it just disappears. What was that? I don't know what it is, but something has been bothering me. I pondered for a moment in front of the letterbox. I couldn't seem to muster the courage to go inside. Yosuga, my husband. He may become my husband. I retied my ribbon and walked towards the entrance of the bathhouse. Oh, welcome. I'm back. Things are just about settled here. Let's go. Alright, back to his bedroom. Very dangerous place to be in now. Upon entering the room, he went to brew me a cup of tea. I took a sip of it, then took a deep breath. I think I'm much calmer now. Last night, when I realized I was back on Tenyo Island for the first time in over 10 years, I just broke down. Yeah, and then you pointed stabby object at me. It was something I'm really embarrassed about, and I'm sorry. How about have him apologize? You look lovely when you cry, so it's fine. Just don't make it a habit of making her cry. I couldn't let his words get to me now. I needed to have a heart of steel. Anyway, I do want to do something about that person. But let me ask you something first. I'm not the only reason you're targeting Sakyo, am I? I knew it. I felt a bit relieved. I was glad I was able to get even a little closer to what he was holding inside him. I know you hate him, but I find it hard to believe the military is the only reason you two don't get along. I don't like it when people hide information from me. Something in his eyes flickered slightly. And if you're gonna be my husband, then I want to know more about you. It is certainly important to know as much as you can. Of course, I'm not going to force you to share everything, but at least stop trying to deceive me. I have never once thought about deceiving you. I mean, he did share that plot with Sakyo. So, yeah, he isn't trying to deceive you. He even said, like, you better not believe me, I'm a bad man. And you're like, yeah, he's not bad. But learning what I know will only burden you. He sounded just like he did at Shinimizu Spring. You know how much I want to learn, don't you? Indeed. Well then, I must ask that you carry my hatred as well. Yosoga gave a beautiful smile. I knew this wouldn't end well, but I still wanted to know more about him. Oh, Sakyo killed my older sister. So it wasn't the Haku. I did kind of feel it was odd that, like, Haku could just wipe out an entire clan in one night. Even with the premise that, like, the whole clan was trying to hide it. And it just kind of, like, got out of hand. Or rather, I believe he did. Is it maybe not enough evidence? Did the evidence burn down? Yosoga, this is no time to be smiling. What you said is no joke. 15 years ago, the Purple District burned to the ground after Haku swept through it. Even though I knew no one survived, I could not keep myself from running home to see. So during the night, I quietly made my way there with my little lamp in hand. There were charred corpses everywhere I looked. I imagined it was what hell looked like. I knew I had to escape such a horrific place as soon as possible. But I still wanted to return home. I wanted to see my loved ones, even if they were dead. My sister and parents suffered from Haku. That I knew for a fact. Maybe that's why they sent him to the Red. They're like, under the pretense of him studying. And they knew he wasn't infected. But why did they call for a doctor? I heard it was because the Purple wanted to cure Haku for themselves. Sorry. Awkward pause there. That did blow my nose again. I found my sister's body laying upon her bed. What was left of it, I should say. Covering her face was a beautiful handkerchief. A wonderfully fragrant silk handkerchief, bearing the insignia of the blue. The insignia of the blue? Now, Sakio was on the violet, but he did have strong ties with the blue. My skin began to crawl as I sensed something terrible would be revealed next. My shaken young self headed to the backyard. There was a large willow tree where I used to play with my sister, and we would exchange letters in the hollow of the tree. When I think about it now, I suppose it was Lord Hiroko or Lady Amaterasu guiding me there. Fortunately, the willow tree remained untouched, and there was a piece of paper inside. It said, I was killed by the blue. Yosuga? He opened the canister on his waist. The mother-of-pearl exterior sparkled eerily. Oh, the handkerchief? And I'm guessing... I mean, someone could have planted that there, but maybe he knows his sister's handwriting the best. Plus, that was like a secret hiding spot, like only they knew about. Carefully wrapped inside thin paper was... the blue's insignia. Yes, the blue. And only a select few are allowed to own such embroidered items. Huh? A color insignia is of utmost importance, and it is displayed on all ribbons. But its use on personal belongings and attire is a privilege belonging only to the leader, his wife, and those of prominence. Okay, so it would have to be Shura. It would have to be Shura's handkerchief that she gave to Sakio. Why would a blue embroidered handkerchief be covering my sister's face? What story might you imagine from that? I thought carefully for a moment. I tried to come up with something that wasn't as frightening as this. Now, why would Sakio leave evidence of that, though? Why would he leave a blue handkerchief? Is he trying to implicate the blue? Huh? Wait a minute. The letter does say that she was killed. So she knew she was going to be killed. If so, why didn't she run? That is exactly what I desire to know. Unless this letter was a practical joke, it was written by someone who had accepted death. Which is why I wondered whether my sister may have taken her own life. If that is the case, it would make sense that my parents tried to keep her corpse hidden. Those who commit suicide are not allowed a proper funeral. It is a sin for which even the heavens would not accept one's soul. I hear the Undertaker sends them out to sea. My parents would not have wanted to part with my poor sister. And from my dead sister's corpse, Haku was born, spreading to my parents and all of the purple. After what happened to the purple, the former leader of the blue, Lord Akon, died from Haku, which led to elder sister becoming the first female leader on Tengu Island. Could all this be a coincidence? Yosuga? They say it was Lord Akon killed in a plot. Her face flashed into my mind. Her hair the color of the deep sea, her eyes sparkling silently like sapphires. The most beautiful woman on this island. Are you saying that elder sister planned all this? How could she have infected Lord Akon with Haku? Haku is a disease triggered by certain bacteria. I heard from Karoba that the hospital has samples of Aku bacteria stored for research. And Sakyo would have full access to that. He could kill anyone he wanted. A terribly cold voice escaped his cold smile. Wait, you think that it was used to... My sister served elder sister as an apprentice in social etiquette. Perhaps she discovered something at the Blue that was kept secret and was forced to end her life. Yosoga was still very calm, but I could hear a growing hatred and sorrow in his voice that slowly became unbearable. That said, given what happened to Akon, it is possible that they were both murdered. It would have been too risky for elder sister to act alone. Sakya was born from the Blue and employed as elder sister's doctor. His profession allows him to easily approach others. I am certain those two are somehow involved in my sister's death. So this is where his hatred came from. And now, it was a burden I would bear too. That's a scary thought, isn't it? A tale of horror. I know you're not joking, but if what you say is true, have you been holding on to this hatred for them all these years? That is difficult to answer. If it were only about my sister, I might have sealed it away deep inside me. Even with this handkerchief and the note, nothing at all can be proven. I have thought about it many times, hoping it was only some raving delusion. If you had a sister, would you not want to think that she died in such despair, would you? You're right. But this time, they are after you. Okay, now it's like, okay, they're taking it too far. His eyes were eerie, but with a distinct resolve. At the very least, I can say that Sakyo is my enemy. He is trying to once again take away something precious to me. I need to somehow corner him. No, corner both of them. Yosuga! Which is why I said you needn't do a thing. All the strength drained from my body. It was painfully clear that he was concerned about my well-being. Does he think I can just forget everything he said? Now, don't be like, we shouldn't kill anybody. I mean, this is a man who's seen countless lives just trampled on. Just because, like, the time for mercy, the time for mercy seems over at a certain point. I am still unsure myself what is driving these feelings. You're the one who said that yesterday. But now you're saying such sweet words. You need not dirty your own hands. But he would dirty his. And without hesitation, he would even. I have to pick, I don't agree with you. That's the correct answer. I mean, yeah, telling him to, I feel like both of these are kind of the same thing. Stop and think about it. Like, no, he's thought about it enough. Alright, we're gonna be the merciful one. I don't agree with what you want to do. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong. After the Red Calamity, I hated the people on this island too. I understand how it feels to suffer when you lost those precious to you. But what you've told me is just speculation. I mean, the fact that he wants to do something to Byakuya is not speculation, like, even out of the horse's mouth. I do not expect to accomplish anything today or tomorrow. But if I leave them be, you will fall into their hands. I know, like, this inaction. That's why, like, other people constantly have to protect Byakuya. I am worried about you. He's saying those things again. To be honest, I'm happy that you care so much about me. But things have been happening so quickly. Maybe it was just that I was a coward. No matter how much I thought about it, I couldn't make a decision. In any case, I have nothing else to hide. I've revealed all I know because I trust you. It is up to you what you decide to do. I see. I would just not make it harder for them to protect you. They're trying their best to protect you. But yeah, in all these droughts, she's been very merciful. But I guess, like, even in the routes where we were like, yeah, like, I want to doubt this one person, or like, I just want to forget about Mercy, like with Nagusa, and then it turned horribly because it like resulted in a bad ending. I was like, what? I want you to think again about your situation and about your future. I will. Alright, back to the manor. No, back to the beach, rather. If I told him I wanted him to be my husband, and that I didn't want him to kill those two, would he accept that? I couldn't believe how selfish I was in thinking so. This. It was once used to hold tobacco. Perfect for hiding my special treasures, no? So he really did have a special treasure hidden inside there. Evidence. Proof that he could use to corner elder sister and Sakyo. Proof. I was sure elder sister didn't look upon me favorably. But that was no reason for me to agree to the plan Yosoga laid out. He's like thinking like, oh, hate will only breed more hate. I should first investigate things myself. I'm gonna just like ask him like, hey, did you plan to eradicate the purple? After all, nothing can surprise me now. I'm sure they'll answer truthfully. Alright, next chapter. Melancholy of the Purple. Alright. Certainly very melancholy. Alrighty. Well, time for a break. Another long chapter. All these chapters are very long. And I guess I need to, like, evacuate my nostrils. Need to, like, get some allergy meds that work. Some nasal spray. Oh yeah, hopefully my nose wasn't too, like, stuffed up. Trying to, like, stuff it with tissues now. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna need a hanky right now, too. Alright, anywho. So yeah, the plot thickens. Kind of just, like, reiterating points that, like, we kind of already know. We already suspect certain people. But yeah, I wonder if, yeah, something happened between, like, Ayame and Sakyo, or Shura, maybe? But yeah, for the result to be, like, the complete eradication of the purple, I was like, huh? Like, how did that situation devolve? But yeah, I could totally believe, like, Sakyo, using Haku to eradicate Lord Akon, though. Because it was implied that Shura and Sakyo, like, loved each other. But, of course, like, Shura couldn't marry Sakyo. She had to marry someone of the blue to provide blue babies, which, yeah, she didn't even have any babies. She decided to remain a widow. Alrighty, anywho, yeah, I hope you guys are having a fun and relaxing time. And yeah, I'll see where the plot goes in the next episode. Bye-bye.